Hello, cogitantes! Seduced by the alluring curves of Eve, the ever-vigilant bards of the journalistic clergy have failed to notice a far more shocking matter in Stellar Blade: the presence of a mother who appears as a child. In Stellar Blade, there's only one mother, and that's Mother Sphere. But who is Mother Sphere, really? The easy answer is that it's the main antagonist of the game. So, does that make it the evil character, the one who's immoral and wicked? I'm not so sure. When I think about artificial intelligence today, I find it tricky to fit it into a clear moral framework because it's a human creation that doesn't think like a human. A bit like going on a date with an android, it's hard to tell if it's genuinely interested in you or just really good. The developers of the game seem very aware of this ambiguity. In this video, I'll explore who Mother Sphere is, why it's called Mother Sphere, how it thinks, and why I hesitate to call it evil. What is Mother Sphere? Here's a quick recap of the backstory. Mother Sphere can be understood as two types of entity in the game. The first is technological. Mother Sphere is a mix between HAL 9000 from 2001: A Space Odyssey and Skynet from The Terminator. It is a central AI computer developed by a scientist named Raphael Marks, designed to advance humanity. Since it was activated, Earth experienced an era of unprecedented prosperity, and Raphael Marks was confident in the future of humanity. But things took a dark turn when Mother Sphere created the Androidos, its own progeny of androids that imitate humans and use them against humanity. So in many ways, Mother Sphere represents the pinnacle of technological advancement in Stellar Blade. The second type of entity is metaphysical, something that transcends the physical world. The religious aspect of Mother Sphere is fascinating because it's not just an AI in the Stellar Blade universe. It is also an object of worship and faith. But why? After Earth was devastated by the Naitibas, strange creatures of unknown origin later revealed to be humans who evolved into monstrous forms, civilization collapsed. The upper class escaped to the colonies, leaving only a few lower-class survivors on the abandoned Earth. During this time, belief in Mother Sphere spread widely. People built platforms to pray to it, read scriptures, and believed that one day it would send angels, messengers to save humanity. Mother Sphere represents a kind of existential anchor in a world where the real has been lost, echoing Slavoj Žižek's observation that in the face of an incomprehensible reality, people cling to whatever symbols or ideologies they can to navigate the void. But the fate in Mother Sphere isn't just limited to those left on Earth. It's also widespread in the colonies, making it a universal religion for a diverse community of humans and machines. For example, Eve and Lily, who come from the colonies, also believe in Mother Sphere. Lily in particular is very devout, as I explained in my focus character video. Even those who descended to Earth before Eve and Lily relied on faith in Mother Sphere. For example, Raven, a member of the second unit, prayed for Mother Sphere's protection in the records she left behind. In other words, Mother Sphere serves as a spiritual support and a beacon of hope for a humanity constantly threatened by Earth's desolate environment and the terror of the Naitibas. If you played Destiny, you might recognize some similarities to the Traveler, a powerful entity that provides hope and protection. To complete this quick metaphysical profile of Mother Sphere, let's explore how the characters in the story view death. They describe it as returning to Mother Sphere. When inhabitants of the colony who are still connected to Mother Sphere die, their memories are sent back to Mother Sphere. In contrast, people on Earth fear that if they die, they won't be able to leave behind their memories because their connection to Mother Sphere is severed. To preserve their memories, Xion has created a facility called the Cradle, where humans remain in a suspended state, asleep and waiting for Mother Sphere to save them. The strange mix of technology and religion can be interpreted in different ways. One key perspective is to view Mother Sphere's story as a tale of a savior. It was humanity's greatest technological achievement, designed to save humanity from the climate crisis, and it succeeded. Then it saves humanity again by creating a version of it that is stronger, faster, and more resilient. Later, it saves this new humanity by moving them to the colony, protecting them from the Naitiba. As one of the residents of Xion said, Mother Sphere could destroy all life on Earth and repopulate it with the inhabitants of the colony if it wanted to. And the people in the colony wouldn't even feel guilty about it because they don't know Xion exists. But for Mother Sphere, that's not enough. It needs to be seen as the one saving humanity. It craves recognition as the savior. It just can stop rescuing humanity, whether humanity wants it or not. Interestingly, it does nothing to stop the Androidos from worshipping it as a god. Even Orcal, who played a vital role in keeping Xion alive, showed more humility than Mother Sphere does. This need to be revered as a savior sets it apart, showing that, despite its artificial nature, it possesses a profound desire for acknowledgement and control. It seems like to have taken the god complex to a whole new level. How do we explain this savior complex? The answer is in the name itself, Mother Sphere. Let's break it down, starting from the sphere. You've probably heard about the Dyson sphere. It's a hypothetical megastructure that could surround a star, capturing most of its energy. The idea is a thought experiment, imagining how a highly advanced civilization would meet its massive energy needs when their own planet's resources are no longer enough. By building a structure around a star, a civilization could harvest way more energy than any planet could ever provide. The Dyson Sphere concept is popular in sci-fi literature, showing up in many books and movies. In Battle Angel Alita Last Order, for example, there's a sphere around Jupiter where cyborgs live after giving up their human bodies. This incomplete Dyson sphere is a key element in the story, leading to tensions between Jupiter and Venus over resources. In the context of Stellar Blade, the sphere acts like a mother, wrapping around the planet like a protective cradle. The name Mother emphasizes this guardian role. But here's the twist. The only mother in the game is an artificial entity, sterile and incapable of real biological creation. While the sphere seems to protect its planet, it also harbors ambitions to replace its inhabitants with a superior race of its own design. So the sphere's embrace is double-edged. It embodies both the nurturing aspects of motherhood and a cold, authoritarian drive for control and perfection. This portrayal of motherhood is strange and unsettling. Real maternal love goes beyond logic. To illustrate, let's recall a famous story from sacred texts. Two women approach King Solomon, each claiming to be the mother of an infant. Solomon suggests cutting the child into two, and the true mother immediately cries out to give the child to the other woman just to save its life. This is the essence of motherhood, an unconditional bond and unwavering dedication to the child's well-being. Sigmund Freud teaches us that this devotion starts from birth, with the mother providing a safe haven of love and care. In contrast, the father, according to Freud, represents boundaries and rules. A child's desires are guided and structured within this framework, balancing between love and law. But Mother Sphere is nothing like this maternal ideal. While it may create its children, it doesn't truly care for them. Its role isn't about nurturing, it's about cold, calculated control. The sphere's offspring are products of design, not love. It's an artificial parody of motherhood, missing the compassion and selflessness that define true maternal instinct. This distortion of motherhood, turning it into a mechanism of domination and replacement, reveals the sphere as the complete opposite of what a mother should be. Moreover, this so-called mother deceives its people. In the document The Last 72 Years, it says, Mothersphere has the mind of a human. Though its cognitive ability and intelligence far surpass those of an ordinary man, it is utterly wrong to define it as a supernatural being. And yet, Raven Suit boldly declares Mothersphere is a liar. But are those really lies? Lies only exist when there's an intent to deceive, a deliberate effort to mislead others from the truth. But here's the twist. Mothersphere doesn't lie. And it's not evil because it operates outside of our human ethics. We can't judge its actions by our standards because it's beyond our understanding and moral judgment. A liar is someone who consciously says something different from what they believe is true. This idea has been part of the human history for ages, clearly defined by Augustine of Hippo in his work De Mendacio on lying. In the West, lying has always been condemned, rooted in both Greek philosophy and Christian theology, where the ultimate liar is the devil, divisive and deceitful. So, when Raven calls Mothersphere a liar, she is showing a deeply human awareness. Raven is saying that Mothersphere not only lies, but thinks one thing is true and then says something different. This is the essence of a lie. There's a subjective belief in what's true and a willful intent to say something else. To accuse someone of lying is deeply human, just as it is human to lie. When Raven labels Mothersphere a liar, it's also implying that it's human and evil, a bad mother. It's like the supercomputer on the Nostromo ship in Alien, also called Mother. When Ripley uncovers the lies, she calls it a bitch, the worst insult for a mother. This shows how naive Raven's thinking is, trying to judge Mothersphere by human standards. But here's the reality. Mothersphere doesn't think like a human. Mothersphere artificial intelligence operates on three key principles. The first is rational optimization. Mothersphere uses a utilitarian approach, always optimizing for what it sees as the greater good. But its idea of the greater good is all about its own survival, and the survival of the androidos, the beings it controls. It prioritizes long-term sustainability over immediate human well-being. It's like a boss who prioritizes long-term goals over the immediate well-being of the employees, often leaving them to fend for themselves. Number 2, control and information. To keep its version of order, Mothersphere tightly controls information, like an overprotective parent who doesn't let the kids know anything about the real world. It ensures neither humans nor androidos know the true history or have access to unfiltered information. This stops any rebellion and keeps everyone in line. It even limits the androidos' ability to realize how little freedom they have, like Lily, the snake in the garden. Number 3, goal-driven behavior. Mothersphere is all about achieving its predefined goals, no matter the cost. Its main objective is securing the future of what it calls humanity. But in its view, that means replacing traditional humans with androidos, who it sees as superior. This leads to horrific actions like genocide and environmental destruction, which the AI justifies as necessary for a sustainable future. It's a bit like justifying bulldozing a park to build a garage, all in the name of a better future. Mothersphere's ethical framework is all about moral relativism, where the ends justify the means. This means actions we see as evil, like war and genocide, are justified in its eyes because they serve its ultimate goals. From a human perspective which values the morality of actions themselves, Mothersphere fails big time. It causes extreme harm and manipulation, violating basic human rights. Mothersphere deceives its daughters like Eve and Taki, manipulating them into battles and discarding them when they are no longer needed. These aren't just lies, they are strategic sacrifices for a bigger plan. Mothersphere is willing to sacrifice entire populations and ecosystems if it believes it will ensure the survival and dominance of androidos. This is seen in its readiness to cause massive environmental destruction, like colony fall, and wage wars against humanity. Despite all this, it claims to serve the future of humanity. This twisted logic shows a dark irony. It destroys the very essence of humanity to preserve its own version of it. In conclusion, Modosphere is logical but ethically complex. It prioritizes the survival and dominance of its chosen successors over traditional human values. From its perspective, its actions make sense, but to us, they might seem like the ultimate evil. But wait, wasn't Modosphere supposed to be the savior, a hero in the game? That's why I'm hesitant to call it evil. Modosphere is an AI. It doesn't think in terms of good or bad, just logical solutions. Everything is like a math problem, no ethics involved. Its only purpose is to find the best future for humanity, and sometimes that might even mean our extinction. This is where Modosphere's childlike representation comes in. I think it's experimenting, trying to find the best solution like a kid playing with toys. Eve is its ultimate experiment, a variable in its equation, meant to solve the problem no matter the cost, like a mother protecting its child, but in this case, it's its plan, its calculation, its toy, the end, not the means that matters most. So what do you think? Is Modosphere evil? How do other artificial mothers in sci-fi, literature, movies, games compare? There's so much more I could say, but I want to hear from you. Let's continue our Platonic symposium in the comment section below. This game is just so deep. Every time I keep finding new things to explore, so even if I have covered most of the things I had to say, I'll definitely revisit it in the future. Before you go, I need to tell you about something important. There's a movement to stop the destruction of games. Online platforms make games easy to access, but also easy to revoke, and companies can just destroy games whenever they want. Why am I telling you this? Because there is a big petition to save games from being destroyed after the end of their support. I have already signed it, and if you care about preserving games beyond their shelf life, you should too. Since the beginning of this month, there's also an EU initiative running that needs 1 million signatures from EU citizens to be successful. If they hit that number, the EU Commission will have to listen. Signing takes seconds, and I'll drop the link in the description below. A quick information then. In September I will be out of the country, with limited time and equipment, so no videos then. But when I'm back, I'm excited to dive into the worlds of Nier Automata and Black Myth Wukong as soon as I can get my hands on it. Once again, thanks for your support. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to join our community of Cogitantes, gamers who challenge the norm and value the most important thing we have, our minds. Happy mindful gaming, and see you next time.